Good morning. Welcome to 24 on 24, where we give you a breakdown of all of the shit that happened yesterday. Hi. How's everybody? Me personally, high energy today. High energy. No reason for it. Can't figure out why I have high energy. Zero caffeine, lots of drama, kids that are tired, but we're high energy despite the odds. Cue the Rocky music. Good morning. Hi. How's everybody? Can't see any of the faces or the names while I'm driving. Worst part about this, I wish I drove a car with one of those big dashboard screens so I could just see all of the things. Good morning. Noodles Mom is here. John Bags is here. Madam Court Reporter is here. Cyber Chick Boston is here. Blue Bayou Chick, good morning. Naomi Gigi's, good morning. Or Nona Gigi, can't see, blind. Can't see anything. Good morning. Look at this Christmas little finessing that's going on here with all of this. Look at this little, it's so festive. Oh, thank you so much. You could have flashed your lights and would have let me know that you're allowing me to go, but what do I know? All right. Good morning. How's everybody? I'm great. I am great. I want to tell you a little story. First of all, hold on, back up. Here's an issue I'm currently having right now. I went to Foxwoods this weekend, and one of the things that I obviously recognized is Foxwoods is very good at decorating, okay? But because I'm just a weirdo, I take my time and look at things, and what I recognized is the decorating was so good, but it was the smallest of things that made it so good. I'll give you the perfect example. All it took was like 3 Christmas trees clustered together with a bench in front of it, lights, and it looked like a picturesque thing, and you go take a picture there. There was another area where it was like it looked like half of an ornament, big, all lights with the bench inside, and everybody was stopping to take their picture inside of it. Certain little areas or clusters of lights and things like that, and the impact was big, but the money is small. Okay, not small, but for the feel and for the vibe, it's minimal money, right? And it made me even more mad that the town that I live in has put zero money or effort into anything remotely like this. And I feel that it impacts morale in the worst way. And I was driving through other towns recently, Swansea, which is right next to me, and they have made such an effort. They have in front of their old town building, they have these wooden like things with face cutouts. Like where? So essentially what I'm saying is Somerset needs a party committee, and I would like to be the chairwoman of that. I don't know, like I'm almost like going to be a menace at like the next meeting, right? And I'm going to say, I'm not going to encourage people to vote for anything here or any money allocation or spending my tax dollars anywhere until you all spend some money on the vibe. Why is everybody so lazy? And I don't want to do this. I don't want to be a part of this. I'm not in government. I'm not an elected official. Like, I'm not doing it. But like, can somebody do it? Somebody, anybody. I will allocate my tax dollars for this. But why is it so fucking boring in this town? Why can't we even get a little cluster of 3 trees? And how expensive is this? It's so cheap. And I'm not talking go and buy it through some fucking organization website that like, does this stuff for like communities and municipalities. So you pay like fucking 5 times the price. Fucking go to fucking Target and buy some Christmas trees. Go to Target, go to Walmart and buy 20 Christmas trees and throw them on the town green and put each one with a different color. How fun would that be? The gays would love it. It'd be rainbow. Like, just do it. It's so boring here. It's so dull. And you don't want me showing up and doing this stuff because I am a bitch. I remember this summer, we were doing a road race here, and a guy that organized it, his name is Robert Gaw, and he's on the school committee. And I strongly dislike Robert Gaw and his wife, who is on the Parks and Playground Commission. If you really want a side story, I will give you the side story on why I don't like Robert Gaw. Put that aside. Robert Gaw brought this road race in because he's a runner. And so we brought a road race in, and it was kind of a big deal, although it's very niche, so it doesn't really impact anybody in the fucking town. But I'll give him credit, he did something. And the highway department put a fucking red, white, and blue stripe on Riverside Avenue, which is right near my house. And it was like, they might as well have paved the street with fucking, gold bricks from the Wizard of Oz. It was so mood elevating. Julia called me and she was like, Mama, did you see the street? And I was like, I know. She goes, I love it. Can we do this every year? And I was like, I don't know, baby, I'll work on it. But like something like that, like how come nobody understands like that's mood elevating? Who's caring for our community? Who's the dad of our community? Who's taking care of us here? No one. No one's home. There's no mom, there's no dad, there's no step parents. We're foster kids and nobody's paying attention to us. All our stuff is in a black trash bag. I'm just so annoyed by it. And don't come at me because I do all my stuff. When my kids were in school, I advocated for all the things. I changed all of the things. We got money for all of the things. I did my part. Like I've tapped out. Please, someone start a party committee and make my town look so pretty just for one season. We have a main strip in our town. It's County Street. Every fucking one of those telephone poles that is like plaguing County Street needs to have a goddamn, I want a light up candy cane on it, please. And thank you. I want joy. Those things bring joy. I really do believe it's because people are on their phones. Really do. Anyway, I will go back to why I hate Robert Gaw. I caught him doing something mean. It's always the way. It's always the way. All right. Good morning. I can't read the comments yet. We're going to tell a little story. We're going to clear some stuff up and we're going to tell a story. At this point, I don't care anymore. I don't care. I don't care. Hold on. Just navigating through here for a second. All right. So here's how I feel. First of all, I'm getting a little shit in a couple places. We're just going to clear it up. Actually, we're going to start with this. Aiden sent me a message yesterday, and he was basically like, you use our friendship as content. And while I didn't say it, I wanted to send a big fuck you. Fuck you. You are the most publicly person out there, Aiden. Every single part of your life is on the internet, from your masturbating videos to your relationships to everything. And somehow, some way, the very small portion of what I do is causing you grief. It's not. You just want to yell at me about it, and that's fine. You want to be mad. That's fine. I want to let you know I come from a place of like very serious confidence, and I really, 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 really believe I am a better friend than the majority of people in your life. So there's that. Because when it mattered, I did the right thing. All the time. Me taking what you said about your attorney leaving and by the way, not sharing it. I didn't share that. You called me. You told me that Bettero was out and that you were not doing okay. So let's back it up. And I'm not saying this to him. I'm like, because he can call me, whatever. I talked to him yesterday, and I'm going to get to the piece that really triggered me. And it's not for content. This is real life. I have a feeling about this. This is real life. Stuff that goes on here is real life. I know what people say it's not real life. That's a good take. I think it's all real life. I did my show on Saturday. And as you know, the minute I got off, what was I supposed to do? Go fucking pack. Okay. As soon as I got off the show, I got a text message from Aiden. And he's like, hey, how's it going? That usually means I want to talk to you about how it's going for me. Because this friendship, by the way, is a one-sided friendship. I do not need anything from Aiden. I don't need support. I don't need help. I don't need anything. Okay. So just so we're clear. And by the way, I'm 100% okay with that. When I use the term friendship, it is its own thing, but I don't need anything from it. Okay. So that text message is really so I can check on him, which I do, but I wasn't. And he's saying, I wish I was doing well. I'm not. We then spoke on the phone. I was supposed to be getting ready to go on my trip. And I paused everything I did to sit and listen to him tell me that Mark Betterow was out. Keep in mind, Aiden was telling me Mark Betterow is going to be out for days. Okay. It wasn't that conversation. This was Mark is out. I'm having a conference call today and Mark is going to be out. Okay. Not, I think he's going to be out, or it's feeling, no, Mark is out. And I was like, fuck. Okay. And then we proceeded to talk about the optics of that from my perspective. I always give my point of view. And I gave that point of view yesterday to all of you, that I don't think Aiden's behaviors reflect poorly on Mark at all. Attorneys defend or represent murderers. You know what I mean? We never look badly at the attorney. We always look badly at the person. So I didn't think that this made Mark look bad at all, like being associated with you or your text coming out. It's unfortunately job hazards. Do you know what I mean? We're getting a coffee and we're getting the right kind. So, you know, I give my perspective and my feeling on whatever he says. I hope it helps. I often try to say things that I know will make him feel better, because I definitely see that what's been happening with Meredith has been extremely difficult for him. You all know that. Coffee. Please, coffee. Hold on, we're at the window. We can read comments. Okay, let's read some comments while we're waiting. Good morning. Hi, Erin. Good morning. Christine, good morning.
Welcome to Society. What can I get for you?
I would love a large iced white chocolate pistachio made with whole milk.
Large iced white chocolate pistachio with whole milk?
Yes, please.
Can I help you?
That'll do it.
You're all set.
Thank you. Okay. So, and I've said this the other day, I'm a work friend, work wife type friend, not work wife, but you get the thing. Aiden and I have no friendship outside of this world. Okay. Aiden doesn't call me and say, hey, how are the kids? Just so you know. Good morning. So wiretapping the drive-through worker. So I give my feelings on it. I'm trying to make him feel a little better, but also be practical. And I was like, well, I don't think it's as bad as it is. I get it. He was saying Betterow is just really skilled and has added so much. And I was like, that sucks. Try to find another attorney, someone that has a really great skill set, that doesn't mind the extra attention or views the extra attention as good for their brand. You know what I mean? Like, that's a sweet spot, but you know, whatever. So after about 15 minutes, we got off the phone, and then I had to hustle and get ready to go away. And I obviously, I'm not going on my phone. I'm not paying attention to anything. I'm off the phone, off the internet. I do my live at night on Saturday. And I remember glancing through my phone before I did it, and I saw that Aiden had canceled his live stream for that night. And that all checked out with me. If Betterow was out of the case and you were down bad, and I saw the post and it was basically like, hey, I'm just not doing well. I need to take the night off. I'm going to spend the night with my kids. All on brand, all sounds right. Bad shit happened. And now you're going to like kind of, focus on you and the kids. Okay, great. Never once did I think that what he told me didn't happen. By the way, also, he never texted me and said it didn't happen. So I'm just going along with that. And now the thing is, okay, great. The next morning when I wake up, I didn't remember that he was going to the Patriots Day. But while I was away, I sent him a text to say, just checking in on you. Just a wellness check. Jeff went outside to go have a cigarette, and it's a long walk. And I figured if I texted Aiden and he wasn't doing well and he needed a quick call, I had some time. So I texted him and he never responded. So all day on Sunday, I'm not paying attention to shit. I'm having my vacations. And I don't know where I was, maybe sitting at breakfast, and I see Meredith's post. Oh no, somebody sent it to me. Besties send it to me and send me a post, and it's Meredith saying, Aiden called me. And I was like, holy fucking shit. What the fuck is this? I was like, God damn it. God damn it. Where's his handlers? And Meredith wrote in there that Bettero is out. Okay. I didn't want to call him. I didn't want to talk to him. If he's down that bad and he's calling Meredith, there's nothing I can do. So I just continued about my day. Then I came home and I got in the kitchen, right? I'm home from my little jaunt to fucking Foxwoods. I get in the house. It's like 7:30 and I'm in the kitchen and I'm baking. I got my apron on and I got my phone and I'm just sitting there while I'm baking and I'm scrolling through shit. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Okay, awesome. Never saw anything otherwise. Was just like, here we go. Then yesterday I get up again. Nobody's called me. Nobody sent anything to me. I get on, I do my live stream. And then in the comment section, somebody's asking about the Bettero thing. And I was like, here's my take on it. And now I'm getting dragged because I lied. I didn't lie. I did not lie. I didn't lie. I'm sorry. And then Lindsay puts up a post yesterday again, like about like me and being fat and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I didn't know, dude. Like, I didn't know. Okay. I will say this. If you call like 5 people and tell people something and then that changes, you should call those 5 people back. Courtesy text, especially those of us who are in this industry, in this world or whatever. And so I texted him yesterday about, I texted him that basically. Here's the timeline, whatever. Like, I didn't post about it. Like, it's weird. Like, if I went online on Saturday and was like, oh, holy shit, everybody, Aiden called me and said Bettero's out. Okay. Or if Sunday I put up a post or I got on my phone and started telling all the besties and everybody started talking about it. Okay. That's not what happened. I was on my morning live stream. Somebody commented, hey, what do you think about Bettero leaving? And I was like, let me elaborate on that. That's newsworthy to my followers. That is newsworthy to the people that listen to this. It is definitely on brand for everything that goes on with this whole story about Aiden Carney and his cases and him being out on bail and all of that shit. It is newsworthy and it is all a part of it. And I will talk about it. There are some things I don't talk about. And I'm not saying I need credit for that, but don't say like I'm not being a good friend, Aiden, because that's what he said. I wasn't being a good friend. And here's the part that I wanted to get into. And this is all coming from like a place of like genuine caring, okay? Because maybe this is the only thing that like will wake him up. I got being a friend goes both ways, but I'm facing 90 years in jail. And my response was, act like it. Act like you are facing 90 years in jail, okay? And I've told you this and you don't want to listen. And now I'll say it here and memorialize it here. Act like you could go to jail. Because you're not acting like you could go to jail. Okay? None of your activities liken you to an individual who is scared about going to jail. Case in point, your girl me, Jess Machado. For those of you who are new here, for the besties who have been riding for a long time, you know this story. In 2020, I ran for school committee in Somerset. I was going up against elected officials in this town who did not want to make our schools safer because they're anti-gun, okay? And I like cops. And so I wanted cops in all the schools because right after the Parkland shooting in 2018, I was like, nobody is paying attention to our schools here in Somerset. As you heard, they don't even pay attention to decorations. They're not paying attention to schools. And teachers were messaging me and basically wanting me to do their job of saying, hey, can you get this, this, and this? Because we don't have this, this, and this. But teachers didn't want to say anything. So I was very active going up against people in this town and nobody. Hi.
I talk to Sashio?
Yes. Thank you. Stand by. Thank you. No straw. Thank you so much. You too. So I became really a menace in this town. And looking back, I certainly could have gone and talked to the powers that be and sucked their asses, but I didn't do that. I was just a nobody mom, and I was just like, why can't I just yell at a meeting and be like, let's get A, B, and C? People didn't like that. They didn't like that it was making them look incompetent and bad, okay? So I run for school committee in 2019 after Parkland as a nobody, and I ran a campaign and I tried really hard, and nobody knew who I was, okay? And I didn't have any support or anything like that. 2020, I said, I'm going to run again. And I ran again. This time, people were worried that I might win, okay? And they were very worried that I might win because in that year, I started going to every school committee meeting, showing up, and a lot of parents were backing me and teachers. And so these elected officials were like, we're not going to let this fucking bitch get in here. And they started doing crazy shit, okay? And here I was on the internet, just like Aiden, running my mouth about people, calling people cunts on the internet in Somerset didn't go over as well as, well, it went over about as well as you would think it would. One of the selectmen in town, Holly McNamara, her best friend was the director of the Council on Aging, Shauna Geary. Shauna Geary was having an affair with our chief of police. That's not a rumor. The chief of police's wife at the time reached out to me and told me behind the scenes, a secret that I had to keep very quiet, but allowed me to move with confidence, just so you know. And I'll be forever grateful that she befriended me behind the scenes and gave me all of the information that I needed so that I could have some confidence in what I did. These people basically started an online campaign that transitioned into real life to stop me from being elected to office. And what that included was setting things up. Now, same thing like with Karen, same thing with Aiden to a lesser scale, but doing things and cultivating things to get me jacked up, okay? Crazy shit happened, okay? And I'm not going to get into it all, but we'll do it all one day. Like, we'll bring all the receipts, okay? And she gets a harassment order against me, Shauna Geary. She wins the election. She gets a harassment order against me. And every chance she got, she went to the police department and she tried to say I was violating that order. I'm talking from the smallest of things to the most fabricated of things. There was an effort every day to get me fucking arrested for violating that order. Okay. And at first I didn't really get it. I was like, I am not a criminal. I'm not going to jail. There's no way. I'm a mom. I didn't do anything wrong. All I did was just fucking say, I don't like the way things are run in that town. How can that translate into jail? Okay. So I would still post on the internet, like lightly. You know what I mean? I would be like, okay, I'll still say what I want or whatever. They were just like, you're going to jail. Like they came up with ways to say that I was going to jail. And so she would go to the police department and file a complaint, and the judge magistrate eventually was just like, you're getting charged. You're getting charged. And then they charged me for a second thing, and I got arraigned. They bundled my charges together and arraigned me in a courtroom. Okay. And the judge looked at me and said, you're out on bail, personal recognizance, anything you say can violate your bail. You're going to jail. And I was scared out of my fucking mind. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I changed everything that day. I walked out of there a scared woman. Not upset that I was getting railroaded. Not upset. Yes, of course. But the main thing, I would fucking die if my kids lost me for one day in jail. I am 100% convinced that I would be Martha Stewart in there, and I would be doing some crafty shit, and I could hang at Ash Street Jail for 90 days and I would be okay. Start a little lesbian relationship if I had to get by, whatever it took, I could do it. But the thought of my children waking up every morning and not having me there to take them to school, fuck me, absolutely not. And so guess what I did? I acted like a bitch on bail. Aiden, I acted every day like my kids were going to lose me. I barely left my house. Barely. I stopped all online shit. You can't find one thing during that time where I said anything about these people, because I had the fear of the Lord Jesus Christ in me, and I was not fucking with it. I was so paranoid. I was telling my friends to not say anything on the internet. I had a very small circle. I talked to nobody. And by the way, there's a lot of people coming out of the woodwork wanting to be my friend, which is like, hey, I want to show you support. I didn't talk to those people. I didn't give them any inside information. I didn't like commiserate with them. I didn't like need people to feel bad for me in messages so that they could take those messages and then go share them with somebody and be like, oh, look what she's talking. Like, no, we locked it the fuck down. Also, the worst part about it, as you all know, court is slow. So I'd get a court date, and I think today's the day this is going to get my attorney, bless his heart, he was so wonderful. And he was a public defender, and he had 1,000 cases. And you know me, I had to make myself the star of the show. And he would say all the time, he's like, I don't have another client like you that calls me and was like, I would like you to add this to the package you're giving to the DA. Obviously, I was very involved. My kitchen table, my dining room table was full of all of the printouts, and I was organizing the timeline because, to be quite honest with you, this attorney, he didn't know this story, and it's all complex, just like this, a bunch of gossip and all the shit. And it's like, how do you lay that out for an attorney? We did it. We spent our time doing it. And in exchange, my attorney would tell me, stay off of the internet. Don't go to these places. I'm going to give you the perfect example. The restraining order that was in place allowed me to go to school committee meetings. Okay. I asked for that when I was put on bail because I believed my First Amendment and my right to go to a school committee meeting should not be impeded on because Sean Aguirre was there and there's a restraining order against her. So the judge, and I'm looking back and I really love that I advocated for that for myself, because even though I was down bad, I still wanted to go to these meetings, and I felt that there was like, I'm going, you can't stop me. And the judge agreed. So the judge was like, she can go to all school committee meetings. She can go to town meetings where you vote on the money. You're just going to stay 50 feet away from her, right? I stopped going to the school committee meetings because I went to the town meeting to vote, and she said that where I stood was within 50 feet of her or whatever. And I was like, I am not going to get jacked up over this. As much as I loved going to school committee meetings, as much as I thought I had every fucking right to be there, I stopped going. Out of an abundance of caution, I took it very seriously. Very seriously. And I also knew that if at any point in time I fucked up, when the DA had this case in front of them, the DA might go, okay, well, this behavior isn't, you're not acting like somebody who cares. So my whole point of this story is if I'm talking about this and you think I'm not taking it seriously by talking about it, maybe that's because it looks like you don't take it seriously. And I'm really tired of that. You ask a lot for people, from your friends and your followers to support you. You owe it to them to take it seriously. You owe it to them to stop sending screenshots of people that are going to fuck everything up. You owe it to them to calm the fuck down. You owe it to me. You owe it to your kids. You owe it to everybody. So act accordingly. Go away. You know what I did during that time? A lot of crafting, a lot of gardening, a lot of drives to the beach. Go do something. And you know what I told him? I have a story. I have a really crazy story, okay? That I've been gifted by someone who has kind of figured out a story. And this person's not a journalist. This person doesn't have any, it's not their life. They don't want to do it. And they connected me with somebody and they've given me all of these things and I've built this story, right? This timeline. And I was kind of waiting because I wanted to see if something happened or whatever. I offered it to him. Take the story, go do 17 different articles about it because it's that good, and go do something with your life. Get off the fucking internet. That's my take. And should I have said this to him? I've already said this to him. He doesn't listen. By the way, I didn't need friends to tell me this. I just did it when it was me. And by the way, my court case got dropped. The district attorney looked at it and was like, okay, there's no reason to move forward here. I didn't go to jail. All my charges were dropped. Not feeling this today. Not feeling what part? I can't see any comments. Hold on. Good morning, Diane. Am I writing that story? I have been working on it. RBB is being blocked. I don't think you should get off. Is this talking to me? This is very hard. Let me watch some comments so I can get the vibe of the chat right now. Lots of comments. Okay, what's the vibe? Jess, how did he take your feedback? It's just nothing. No real nothing. Oh my God. Wait, the lady that I waved to on Pleasant Street? Stop. You do use him for content and you are being a bad friend. Okay. Alrighty. Sounds good. A lot of peeps agree with you. Lots of comments are disappearing. So I thought about this last night because I just feel like, what do I have to lose by saying this? I don't think anything at this point, because obviously there are some things that have happened over the past month or so that I've had to take some serious like L's for. And I don't know, feels a little freeing to say that. My hope is that Aiden listens to even maybe portions of this. I don't think this is being a bad friend. This is me basically saying, like, I have tried to give my opinion on this. I can't see why my opinion on this would be wrong. Like, it's time to stop and get away from this stuff and back away. And I don't know. Like, there's other things too. Obviously, I'm not sharing because, I am kind of a friend. But you know what? Maybe we have to recategorize this whole thing. Maybe I'm not a friend. Maybe I am a coworker. And we just look at it that way. Listen, I don't know. You wouldn't want to be my friend in real life. Okay. If Aiden goes on the attack with me, we think I don't think about that. That's very sad if he does that. I can't read the comments. Trolls that are not bunnies need to be blocked. Wants to say good morning, afternoon. Oh, that's gone fast. I think maybe jail isn't a bad thing. Jail is terrible. No, that is not a good idea. Why won't you stop talking about him? You know what? Today may be the day where I say that's it. I almost feel like he shares info with you to set you up and see if you'll tell it. Fun fact, that I feel happened one time, if you guys remember, and I believe like he maybe has to invoke that strategy sometimes to protect himself. But remember one time I had a show and it was like a few minutes beforehand and he called me and he was just like, the only person I told was this. And I was screaming. I threw my phone. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, he was basically, it felt like that. It felt like somebody was telling him, tell her this and see, but I didn't. I never said anything. Like my situation here, how I feel is I've seen, and I'm with all of you. I'm seeing things from Meredith that are extremely concerning. Very, very, very scary to me. The behaviors that we have seen from Meredith are like nothing I have ever seen. And I don't think anybody who follows this whole thing knows what he was up against with that. And by the way, like, people are saying like, well, why do you keep talking about that? The guy did 5 fucking live streams about Meredith. Like, and then listen, there's nobody that follows me that doesn't follow Aiden. Everybody who follows me follows Aiden. So this is all, I'm so tired of that. People saying like, I can't say anything or I can't talk about it. Put the fucking things together here. There's a ton of shit that guy has told me that I don't tell anybody. There's a ton of stuff that guy has sent me in text that I don't screenshot and send to anybody. It's the opposite. I fucking delete it from my phone immediately. I have done the right thing plenty of times. I'm not cutting him off. I'm not being a friend. If Aiden doesn't think I'm being a good friend, that's on Aiden. I don't think Aiden understands what a good friend is. I don't know. I don't even, whatever. I don't know. People are trying to trigger me. I don't know. I genuinely believe the very small audience of people I have, a fraction of what Aiden has and all of these other people have, I believe the majority of my followers here are good people following the story. They like to talk about it. That's what we do. I have every right to talk about it. If I wasn't friends with Aiden, we would still be talking about it. If anything, I talk about it less. I also think it's talking about it in a respectful way. And we talk about the things that are quote unquote, newsworthy with this. All comes along with it. You can't split it. You can't say, well, you can talk about all of this and here share this and not talk about all of it. It doesn't work that way. He wanted people to report on his case. I just saw that comment and I didn't get to finish it. But this is I have a running email to myself that has been going on for a very long time. And that has been about everything regarding Aiden's case. It started when I worked for Fall River Reporter, and I would send myself notes about court cases and things I observed, and it's all there. And occasionally I will go back and just kind of do like an update and put it all together. My thought process is, and has been, that I wanted Aiden to be vindicated, and I wanted him to beat all of these charges, because as messy as it is, I've always believed that he was obviously framed and railroaded. And I told everybody 1,000 times, this is why isn't this a private conversation? It's been a private conversation. I've said this 1,000 times to him. He doesn't listen. I think that I've always wanted him. There's a difference here. Like, if you want to pretend like I want him in jail and I want him to lose it all, you can look at, if that's your thought process, then everything I'm saying can be viewed a certain way, right? But when you're listening to me, you should understand that because of what happened to me, I have always supported Aiden because I felt it was the same on a much bigger scale. But the things were the same. Politicians and police officers using lawfare to railroad somebody who had an opinionated, outgoing, strong voice, and they wanted to shut him down on a bigger scale. It's no different. It's just a bigger scale. Mine was small town shit. His is state MSP shit. You know what I mean? So I've always, it's the reason why I fucking got the thing got ignited in me to like follow him and to talk about it. So this is part of the story. This case is part of the story. It's dragging on. I hate it. I hate that it's whatever, but not even from a friend perspective, from an outside observer perspective, which I think everybody here has been following the story from the beginning. You can't have it both ways. You can't have people standing outside and getting emotionally invested in your story and giving you time and giving you money and giving you support and doing all of those things. And then when they say you need to stop, you get mad. You can't do that. Is somebody humbling him at some point? I've tried. Like Jen Altman, is Jen Altman able to do this? Like, and I'm going to say this right now. I know every single woman that is listening to me, that is part of my group of people here. I know you all agree with me, whether you say it or not. Take the trolls out of the chat, take the guys out of the chat. Every woman that is in my demographic believes everything I'm saying. You all agree, and you know it's true, and it's okay. You don't have to say anything. I come from a place of total fucking confidence, and I know everybody agrees with me. And again, happy to be the person that says it. Alley Cat, thank you. It's all self-inducing what he does. We can all love him. We can all appreciate everything he does. We all want what's best for him. We're all here. And by the way, even as he fucking self-destructs, we're all here, blah, 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 blah. I'm fine with all of it. We want the best for him. But when is anybody going to stand up and say something like this? And why? Because trolls or the anti-Aiden people or the people with the turtle boy derangement syndrome, what are they going to do? They're going to be like, this is just turning. This is not, none of that. Splice it up and take it and share it 1,000 places. I believe everybody listens to the whole thing, and everybody is going to listen and understand where this comes from and the context that it has. I don't. Or maybe he wants it to be his story. And yeah, no, that makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Because that whole situation with the Joe Flipperhead and Olivia audio thing, I look like an asshole with that. I look like an asshole. I lied about it for him one time. And believe me, I'm very happy. And the reason why, and the only reason I lied, right, about that is because of Olivia. Olivia wanted that out there. No, you're his friend. You don't go public. Don't care about that. Not true. Don't give a fuck. You know what? I'm beginning to understand that this is not really a friendship. Aiden has never once called me and was like, how are the kids? How was your trip? What'd you do? That's not what happens here. It's not a friendship. Obviously. I'm a ride or die. Like, I don't care. And I lied about it, the Flipperhead video. Lied about it, right? Just took it, whatever. I believed that Olivia wanted it out there. And so because she wanted it out there, if Aiden wanted it out there too, this is how I reasoned it. It's okay. I'm fine. Like, the reasoning behind it made sense. It wasn't to hurt anybody. It was Olivia was like, this is out there. I want people to know what I'm dealing with. Okay, great. By the way, I knew Olivia was going to press charges against him because she asked me if she pressed charges, could her attorney contact me? So I knew that right away that was going to happen. I was wondering why it was taking so long, but I knew that. She texted me and asked me, and I said yes. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I had to say this is where, I put it out or whatever, like that. Do you know what I mean? So, so that was my whole take on it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 sec. Stay here. Hold on. All right. Thank you. Wait, why is it? Oh, hold on. Okay. So, okay. Sorry. I tried to open up the chat live on YouTube so I could boot somebody because I don't like that person. It's been a couple days of that shit or whatever. So anyway, and people saying like, oh, you shouldn't talk about him or whatever. I just saw somebody say, well, then Aiden should stop talking about Karen or what. Like, just, I talk about things that I think are within reason. And I feel like I've held back for a while and it's made me look like an idiot a couple of times. But I weigh it out. I go, okay, like the value of me saying something. I think things through. I go slow. I think it out and I weigh it out. And I was like, okay, do I need to say something, about the Olivia? It made me look like crap. Fucking the one time I fucking lied to my audience was to cover for him. And I took that L on the chin, and that's it. One time. You guys know you get one chance to call me on my phone. One time. You call and you're an asshole to me, I block your number and I don't talk to you again. So I have to bet on my followers and bet on people that follow me and listen to me and subscribe to me that they're willing to overlook the reason why I lied about that. But it certainly made me look like fucking shit. And maybe hot take for somebody or anybody who is in this whole group of people that lies all the time, maybe it doesn't matter to them. It actually really mattered to me. It really bothered me. Can I cover something else? Listen, I do a whole show on a Wednesday, and sometimes I don't talk about any of this stuff. We have fun talking about other shit. I am slowly trying to make like the shows like fun, and we do fun stuff. And I'm like, does it all relate to some of the things in it? Sure. But I don't think much of it is like, if I had to do a whole show on 3 hours and never talk about this, I could. I think you all can figure that out. I just don't want to. This is what everybody here wants to talk about a little bit. I also read the room. I get it. Some people are getting really fucking fed up with shit. You know what I mean? I think people are getting really fucking tired of all this fucking drama. And that's why they're willing to escape it every once in a while. So I think I am like the middle of everybody. We're just going to like, when we feel like talking about it, when we feel like it's getting too much, we back away, blah, 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 blah. Somebody telling Jess what to do. It doesn't work out well. Also, can't we just say like, yeah, we are fucking drama whores and we're all looking and we all want to see stuff. And oh my God, that is like, holy shit. And there is a certain level of like fucking soap opera stuff that we are all into, right? 100%. Can't we get to a point where we go, okay, maybe we've crossed the line. Maybe we're done. You know what I mean? Maybe we're done. Stupid April. Oh my God. Can I just say something? I told you guys this yesterday or the other day. Rat House Media is my comfort show. And I'm going to give you. And so anyway, last night I go upstairs. I made a mistake. I had a Diet Coke very late last night. And so I had a lot of energy. And so I went upstairs and I was in my daughter's room. Julia came and visited yesterday. She spent the day with me at home because she has no work on Mondays. I cultivated a child who has a 4-day work week. Please like cue the applause. My daughter only works 4 days a week. And so she came over and we had breakfast and we chit-chatted and we gossiped and we did all this stuff. So anyway, I was up really late. So she came to her room to get some things. And so I was upstairs kind of fixing some stuff that she took or whatever. And I was doing stuff completely unrelated to this. I was looking for a dress to wear to my daughter's wedding because I really need to narrow this down. And I just went on YouTube and to see if Rat House Media was live, and they were. And I just put it on my laptop and just let it play in the background. Just let it play in the background. I wasn't watching the screen. Occasionally I would pop in and drop a comment, but Stupid April was on the panel. And I don't know much about Stupid April other than like from Aiden's talking about her. And she is so fucking pretty. She's so hot. She is a smoke show. And she was on there last night. And I just love, I love Rat House Media. It's my comfort show. I don't watch it. It's just in the background. Sometimes I hear something that's like kind of funny and I pop in, but it's just, I kind of have it playing in the background. And it's just my comfort show. I actually can't get over the fact that, so every day I drive Georgia to school and I drive the back roads on Riverside Avenue in Somerset, and it goes to Pleasant Street in Dighton. And every day I drive and I see two ladies walking, and lady waves, and I put my hand up and I wave back, and she's in the chat and she's listening, and I don't know who she is, but it just goes to show you never know who's listening. Also, it's not uncommon for me to wave to people that are walking. I feel like if I'm passing someone and they make eye contact and they're out walking, I'll wave. I'm also a big head nodder. I will nod my head. And so, is this lady coming over to me? This lady's coming over to me. Hi. Hi. How are you? No.
Waiting for someone?
No.
Can you tell me why you watch me clean up my car?
I'm not watching you clean off your car. I'm doing a live stream.
Park somewhere else.
I can park right here. I can park right here. What is the problem? So, okay. Park somewhere else. Ma'am, I can assure you there isn't anything in the world that you're doing right now that's interesting. She's very upset that. So, for those of you who may be townies, I drive around, but I wasn't sure I wanted to head down to the water because I wasn't going to stay on too long. I was going to try to keep this to an hour. So I just turned around in Gus's Pizza's parking lot, and I pulled in and I stopped, and now I was getting ready to turn out into the street. Oh, hold on. She's backing up. That's me in 5 years. That's me. What are you doing here? Who are you? Why are you in front of my house? Why are you? I almost can't get that mad at her because that's a very Jess Machado. Listen, this lady is like 60 years old. I was not watching. How could you think I was going to watch? Aw. What was I talking about? Oh, Rat House Media. Why are so my car is in the parking lot from Gus's Pizza, and I'm facing out to the street. So whether I would take a left or a right, her house is directly in front of me. Her garage is directly in front of me. But until she started walking across the street, I wasn't even looking at her. Watch, the cops are going to be here in 5 minutes. I'm going to stick around just in case. I didn't watch Kazi G yesterday. I did not. How is it that I have these kinds of interactions? I have no idea. It's my life. Anyway, I had no idea that the woman that I passed and she waved, she's in the chat. I don't know her name. She has to say it again. Say it's me so I know it's you. But she walked across the street. She started walking down the driveway, and I looked behind me and I was like, is there a reason why she would come over here? And I very quickly realized there was indeed not one other reason other than me. Actually, there's a dumpster in this parking lot, and I thought maybe she was I have these comments. She probably took my license plate. Somerset PD has me like they know this is a small town. Small town. Is something happening with RBB? Well, I don't know. Does she know? Does she own this business? I don't know. I mean, she was walking across the street with purpose. So I didn't know. I didn't know. I should have helped her clean. I wasn't even looking until she walked across the street. Who is RBB? Real Bieber Bauer or something like that. That was funny. All right. So I'm not kidding you. I can see always feel like somebody's watching. That was wild. I'll tell you what she looked like too. She had on jeans, a blue zip up jacket. She's giving she was giving like angry older lesbian, not the good kind of lesbians that are like pretty and whatever, kind of butchy, but like in a skinny 65-year-old kind of way. I was going to be nice. Well, I was just talking about the woman who I passed on Riverside Ave or Pleasant Street, and I thought this lady was just like, I thought she was going to be like, oh, are you just Machado? I would have been like, are you listening to me too? Plot twist. Why are you watching me? Frustrated lesbian. Could be. I forgot to do cyber check as a wrench. Probably would have come in handy this morning. Sorries. Okay, what else? I told her I was doing a live stream. I mean, she walked to my phone. I mean, she could see my phone right here. All right. So I did. I thought she probably thought I was recording her. It's possible. I mean, you live across the street from a business. I can't imagine. I guess. I don't know. What did she ask me? Are you lost? Are you waiting for somebody? Wait, what did that say? Hold on. All right, let's see. Okay. So, moving on from all of that, how I look at it is it risky to like say this about Aiden or whatever? First of all, I genuinely believe Aiden knows this is how I feel and it comes from a place of caring. Two, I think my followers and listeners understand this is coming from a place of caring. Three, I understand that there are people that don't like Aiden that are going to love this part of it, but it doesn't have any value because it comes from a place of caring. And lastly, I really genuinely wish the best for him. I will continue to talk about him because that is what my listeners want until I have people say, please stop talking about this story because it is a story, because you can't have it both ways. You can't have a movement. You can't have people. You can't have supporters. You can't have people talk about all of the things that happen and then just pick and choose what they talk about, especially when your relationship is a huge part of your actual like legal issues. So I will continue to talk about it. I don't need permission to talk about it. I will continue to not share all of the things that I have always kept to myself. If Aiden chooses to not talk to me again, not share anything with me, that's on him. I hope he understands that he's exactly able to do that and I'm okay. If with Aiden, I'll join the chat. I'll be just like all of my besties. It actually might be easier coming from a place of like, let me be in the comment section with all the besties for all the things related to the Aiden Carney case and just talk and not have any expectation of covering, lying, you know, whatever. I want to just be one of you. I want to hang out with you guys and talk about it. What are you going to do when he unleashes on you? Nothing. Don't care. Maybe that's my test. Maybe me saying all of this, that's my test. Let's see. Is he going to turn on me just like that? Okay. Unlike Aiden, I'm not living in fear of that. I'm not going to live in fear of Aiden flipping on me and, you know, what's he going to do? A whole live stream and say, like, Jess Machado talks about my shit? Everybody talks about your shit. There's plenty of things that Aiden has said off the record, so to speak, that I have never talked about. Aiden knows that, and that's it. So all right. So I had one more thing I wanted to talk about. No, he didn't say anything about me. No, but I was taking fucking heat yesterday because of the Betero thing. And I, you know, finally said something to him about it. And I was just like, act like you're fucking going to jail then. Act like there's a threat of 90 days. Why are we, why are we desensitized at this point to the behavior of someone that is out on bail? Why are we desensitized to this? Slowly over time, Aiden has done things and we have just like been like, okay, that's not bad. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. How about when he caught another charge from going to D&E Pizza? He caught another charge from going to D&E Pizza and he was like, oh, I fucked up. Yeah. Yeah. And like idiots, we're just like, okay, no. Where's somebody to smack him in the face and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Because I'm going to tell you something. That would have been like me going out to the fucking comfort zone in Somerset, drunk, and then going across the street to fucking Fiesta where Sean Aguirre used to hang out and walk in and be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, I get it. It has been dropped. I understand, but it was just unnecessary shit and aggravation. He does not care that I look bad. Thank fucking God, like, I have followers who, like, really are just like, they get it. But that can change at any moment. The internet is fickle. Tomorrow morning, I could wake up and people would be like, I'm fucking done with her. Then I have to go and get a real job. What would I do? So I just feel like we get desensitized to the drama and everybody needs a smack in the face. And this is a virtual smack in the face. Everybody just stop. We can't. We all have moments in time. I hear you. All right. I'm going to pivot away from this because I want to tell one story and then I'm done. We're at 1 hour and 8 minutes. We are not doing a goddamn 2.5 hour fucking live stream today. Absolutely not. I just want Bunny After Dog to be here. I just want to have fun. I have so much stuff for tomorrow. Somebody sent me a dry erase board. I unboxed it last night because I knew that's what it was, obviously, because it's a big, huge fucking dry erase board. And I'm having issues with this. There is something really comforting about this Horizon Social Chart being on paper. I can't do Bunny twice a week. I can't do Bunny twice a week. That wouldn't make sense. I do love it though so much. Also, I just want to say I did the Horizon Social Chart, which has now become like a really big thing. But the Horizon Social Chart is all for all of the things in this drama stuff that we all listen to, right? But we can, and I've said this yesterday, we can do a Horizon Social Chart for some other thing. If you guys want to, like, I'm not kidding, we could try it. We could do a Horizon Social Chart for musicians or music. We could do one for movies. We could do one for anything. Okay? Just so you know, like, it's anything. Like, for example, like, I'm trying to think of It just has so many options. It has so many options. So Horizon Social Chart is just a way for us to gauge where we feel about things. You can tape the paper to the board. We're gonna figure out, we're gonna have to take votes on it. You're making magnets for faces? No, you're not. It is magnetic. Lisa, are you serious? That I am on board with. You can't do movies because you haven't watched many. That is so true. As I was sitting here thinking, okay, what's that movie? Oh my God, the name of it is, it's like a guy's movie that all the guys like. It's like Spinal Tap. I've never seen Spinal Tap. I've seen like a part of it. Spinal Tap would be very far below the Horizon Social line for movies. Just so you know. You know what I mean? Like, why did you start the drama? Because I am drama. Yes, it was me. Yes, Jess Machado is the cause for all of this shit. Me, when you started this drama is when all the chaos started. What are you talking about? I'm just here talking about it with everybody. I'm organizing all of the drama for everybody to talk about. None of this drama has anything to do with me. The only part about what I am responsible for is that stupid fucking Olivia and Flip audio. That's it. I should have never gotten involved in that. Never. Should have stayed fucking away from it. And you see, and here's the worst part about it. His text message to Meredith saying, shows the screenshot of my conversation with him. He screenshotted my conversation and he fucking sent it to enemy number one, Meredith, who fucking just goes and throws it out there. I don't think anybody even understands the feeling I got when I saw that post on Meredith's page. The feeling I got when I saw my text message with him on Meredith's page, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I can't believe it. And literally he said, sorry. Sorry. That is it. Sorry. Not I'm sorry. Sorry. And I'm going to tell you something. Sorry for the biggest fucking thing that I've done, which was lie to everybody. I got not even a text message with like reflecting on it and I shouldn't have done that and blah, 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 blah. It wouldn't have mattered anyway because I don't think he cares. But in the conversation, he said, sorry. I downplayed it. I was just like, okay, no big deal. It's fine. I'm just saying for the record, for my friends, because of all of you, you all saw it and you all know that is a really fucking hard thing to take when I fucking lied for everybody. I lied. I fucking flat out said that I never had a conversation with Aiden about it, and I absolutely did. Now, I'm not going to be a technical bitch about it, but I didn't get the audio from Aiden. I don't know who he had send it to me. I don't know if that's his Proton email. I don't really know. Blah, 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 blah. It's so messy, and you hate it all. I don't fucking care. Leave my chat if you hate it all. I don't care. I'm not interested. I'm not turning on Aiden. This is like, is this an intervention? And we're doing it on the internet where he lives his life? When do I get to say, like, I don't know. Little late for it. Turned on Kim. That'll come back around. Who turned on Kim? Who blocked who? Me? I turned on Kim. I had no relationship with Kim. I tried, that's a weird situation. I don't want to get into that, but what does winter is coming mean? Oh, is that that's from that movie, that show that my husband watches? RBB is having a meltdown. Why? What's happening with RBB? I like RBB. Something happening? So I just want to say this. If you're one of the people who follow me and Game of Thrones, that's it. If you're one of the people that follow me and you disagree with my take on this, I'm okay with that. You can disagree with me. You can say how you feel about it. I'm fine with that. You don't think you won't get Turtle Boy derangement syndrome? Jeff is a huge Game of Thrones fan. I have never seen an episode. I have no idea. You 100% agree with me on this. Thank you. You are right and wrong in some details. Don't be surprised if your private conversations get leaked. Well, I can tell you if that happens, I have nothing to back it up with because I delete all my text messages. Imagine thinking Turtle Boy gives a shit about you. Well, first of all, I can't wait for Wednesday night. I'd like to add some things to the agenda. For the Horizon social chart or to just the agenda in public? I mean, in general. I'm just trying to read a couple comments before I move on and see if there's anything else I have to add to this. Also, I strongly will rely on the fact, regret giving your court seat to him. I don't. I really believe, first of all, I don't know why I guess it seems like a bigger deal still than it really was at the time. And I guess it did feel that way or whatever, but that to me was just it. And it was closing arguments. It wasn't the verdict. It was closing arguments. And, I thought that I might do it if he didn't get a seat. I was thinking about it like that he wasn't going to get in. I was always very cognizant of the seating situation with this randomizer shit. And a lot of us were betting on the fact that the year before they allowed more than 10 people in that box on verdict day. And I remember this because it was NBC that didn't get in. And they made exceptions for Dateline and NBC to go in. And I don't know what strings those people pulled, but they allowed 13 people in the box. So this year, I just assumed that they would do the same, and they didn't. And I don't know. I just felt like the guy that was catching cases for it and all that shit, he deserved to be in there for closing over me. And that's it. I was, he's right on the side of me. I looked at him and I was like, I heard him say, he's like, any passes left? And she was like, no. And I just turned to him and I was like, take my pass. I mean, I don't know. That's, I don't think it's so if you're saying, I get the slant that people are saying on that right now. So oh, you gave him his pass and he doesn't really think about you. First of all, if you do good, it shouldn't be contingent on anything. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be contingent on that person or their behavior or whatever. Either you're the kind of person that would sacrifice your pass for someone or anybody, whether they deserve it or not. I think he did deserve it, or you're not. You know what I mean? So I would hope people realize it speaks more about me than it does about him. but I personally feel like he's deserving of it. I still think he's deserving of everything. I think he's deserving of support and praise and adulation for all of the things that he has done. We can, how many times do we hear, you can believe Karen Read is innocent and still think that how she's handled everything after the trial is not good? So why can't we say we agree with everything he does? We agree that his heart is in the right place. We agree that Aiden is a good person. We believe that everything happens, because of what he's done about bringing all of this stuff to light, and at the same time say that he makes bad decisions when it comes to how he handles the day-to-day business of this whole thing. Why can't we say that? Why would I get a hard time? I can say one thing and the other thing or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think all of those things can exist in one space. And I also think at this point, I said this stuff about Karen and I put myself out there, not risking it all, but like risking that people might not agree with me by saying like, I think Karen did Aiden dirty, right? And how she was handling things post-trial and giving my opinion. And I put it all out there and a lot of people agreed with me on that, which was validating, but I didn't need that validation to say it. And that's how I feel about this situation. That's why I wasn't really reading the comments when I was saying this. I don't need other people to agree with me. I think people do, but I also think like, for my followers that listen to me, and that's who I talk to here. It's not, I don't cultivate this stuff for haters. I don't cultivate this content for people that, don't like me, or maybe for the random follower, but I cultivate this for what I believe are the group of people who I interact with all the time. I really believe that my followers are relieved that I'm saying this because I think they've all felt the same way for a long time. And that's it. So I do it for them. For you guys. Somebody else from the house that the lady was in just pulled in and she is in her car. And she is not giving an issue with me. She's just getting into her garage and it is what it is. So I think it's for us. This isn't for, it's for us. It's not for all the haters, although they can take it because it's the internet. It's not for, it's just for it's for the besties. It's for the bunnies. It's for all of you who I think you all either agree with me or appreciate my perspective on it. So that's that. All right. Are we done with this? Okay. Can I just tell you something really quickly and then we'll end this? Bunny After Dark is tomorrow. RBB. What's going on with RBB? All right. So when I went to Foxwoods this weekend, I met Tina, who is the woman that gifted us this thing. And so we sat down and we had a couple drinks and we were just talking and getting to know a little bit about her. And she told a story about something and she like looks for signs and things. And I'm spiritual to an extent. And you've all heard me, like, I always believe like God is guiding me every day from the smallest things to the biggest things. And I talk about that. And she said, I listen to you all the time. And she's like, and when you talk about how you feel like God is the one that is kind of like in your moment and whatever, she's like, I have a different take on that. And I was like, okay. And she said, I don't believe it's actually God. I believe it's angels or people that you have known or loved that have passed away that are actually doing the work. And I was like, that's an interesting theory. And I'm just saying, like, I've never thought about that. And she's like, well, look at God as like the superintendent. And like, there are teachers connecting and doing his work for him. And in that moment, I just thought it is so on brand for me to think that God, as righteous as he is, actually is carving out time of his his business to just manage me on a daily basis. This is very Jessica, where I think, yes, God is busy and he has things all over creation to manage, but somehow, some way, God is holding my hand when I am walking through my house and I remember something that I was going to need to bring and I go, oh, thank you to him, because it was him that guided me up the stairs in that moment, right? I'm so conceited that I believe that the Lord, the creator, is like guiding me right now as I'm driving. So she made like this case for it and she's like, it's actually not. He has angels that are working for him. And I was like, okay. And she goes like, when you've thought that it was God there, it's actually people that have passed. And she said it and I froze. And I got this, I'm not lying. I just got like goosebumps and I was like, wait a second. And it unlocked something that I had never, ever, ever thought about. When Julia got into a car accident, okay, she was a senior in high school and she was driving on Route 24, okay? And on the part of 24 or whatever, where it turns into Route 79, and there's a curve there. And she was on her way to school from her dad's house. Her boyfriend was driving in his car in front of her. And Julia knew that, like her brother, that she could not drive on the highway because she had only been driving for, 4 months. And she could drive to her dad's, but she had to drive the long way over the smaller bridge, not the highway. But Julia didn't listen. And she drove on the highway. And this is a pretty interesting curve. And she was going too fast. And also it had been wet the night before. And Julia went around that curve and slammed into the guardrail in the front, slammed into the guardrail in the back, and almost died. And her boyfriend saw the whole thing in front of her. He was, driving in front of her and he saw the whole thing. And odd things happened. Okay. So she called me and she told me, Mom, you were right. And I was like, what happened? And she said, I got into an accident. And I said, where? And she said, on the highway. She's stumbling through it. And she's like, I think I'm okay. And I was like, okay, I'll be right there. And my mother was here to bring the kids to school and I had her drive us there. We got there very quickly and we got to a point where we went over and I was maybe like 15 cars backed up on the highway. And I got out of the car and I started running towards the scene. And when I got to the scene, this is all going to make sense in a second. When I got to the scene, I saw the car first and I got sick to my stomach because the car was absolutely destroyed. I mean, it was like an accordion. And I see an ambulance further ahead and there's a state trooper and I started running and he came over and he's like, she's alive. She's okay. And I was like, I got to see her. And he said, she's okay. And I said, okay. He's like, calm down before you go over there. And I said, okay. And he had his arm on my, his hand on my arm. And he's like, okay. And I'm standing there for a second. And out of the corner of my eye, I see my husband. And I did not compute what my husband was doing there. Okay. Just so you know, my husband had left for work. And I didn't understand what Jeff was doing there. And I thought, very quickly, did Julia try to call me and I didn't answer and she called Jeff? Like, I just it didn't compute. And I'm trying to get to Julia and I'm like looking around for Jeff's truck and I see his truck on the other side of the highway. So like Julia was heading towards Somerset and on the other side of the highway, my husband's truck was off to the side of the road. And as I'm looking, there's an overpass above us. Julia's dad is standing on the overpass. And I was like, how is he there? And I was like, okay. Later on, I found out that Ron recognized he could not get onto the on-ramp to the highway, and he's obviously, this was right near where he lived, so he knew he could just pull over on the over-ramp and he could probably see. So at this moment, I'm on this scene, and Julia is in the ambulance. My husband is standing on the highway near the car smoking a cigarette. My ex, Julia's dad, is standing on the overpass. And I'm like, okay. And the trooper said, he said, it's actually amazing. Not actually, he didn't say actually. He said, 9 times out of 10, we come up on an accident like this and people don't make it. And I think she's okay. And I was like, okay. And he said, go ahead. And I was calm enough. I went over and I saw her and I was like, okay, she was talking. So I was like, everything's okay. Oh, whatever. So this whole thing, and Julia was actually completely fine. Not a scratch on her. I don't understand how there wasn't a scratch on her. The car was completely destroyed. Not a scratch. So, when I was talking to this woman, Tina, and she said this thing about angels and doing the work, and that somebody, you know, is always somebody who works for God is doing that, someone I knew. It reminded me of my friend Jack Rua, who passed away. And my friend Jack Rua died on 195, okay? And I think I told the story about the guy who I saw on the middle of the road that died on 195. And I mentioned briefly that my friend Jack Rua died like a mile up the road from there. I always associate 195 with Jack Rua's death because that's where his car crashed. Every time I drive by that, I still always bless myself. I name my son after Jack, okay? Like, I always think about Jack Rua and his death being on 195. But what I completely forgot about was that the day after I can't even say this. The day after Jack Rua died, probably my family at the time, but I remember the day after Jack died, it was very chaotic because Jack was very involved with the people that I was friends with. And his loss was very, very hard for our community. And I don't know where I was, but I think I was coming back. I was the following morning, I was driving home and I got this crazy feeling. And I looked over on my passenger seat and I swear on everything I believe, I thought Jack Rua was sitting in the front seat of my car. Like, I saw him there. I knew he wasn't there, but I swear on everything, I believe that Jack was sitting on that seat. And I said, hi, Jack. And he was like, I'm just going around telling everybody goodbye. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I've got a lot of people to visit. He's like, I just want to tell you goodbye and I love you. And I was like, okay, Jack. And that was it. And then I continued to driving home. I can't even say these words out loud. That happened in the exact same spot where my daughter got into her accident. And I never thought about that until Tina said about angels. And that is where he visited me. And that is where Julia got into an accident. And now I can't get out of my head that Jack protected Julia that day. It's the exact same spot, exact same thing. I'm overwhelmed, and I do not believe in the afterlife in that way. I don't believe in, like if the Long Island Medium came here, I'm not buying tickets, just so you know, like I don't believe in it. But when Tina said this, I was like, how could I have not seen it like that? And then I think about like Tina and how I met her and the gift that she gave to my husband and I, but also like that maybe that's not why she was there. Like, I believe the reason why Tina listens to my show and she gifted us this was for that 2-drink conversation we had before Jerry Seinfeld to tell me that she thought this happened. And this is now how I look at this. And I'm not going to say it's changing my life, but it has certainly changed my viewpoint on some things. And I feel really differently. And also a little humbling. Again, why would I think that God is like taking time out of his day to come and manage this hot mess? So do you know what I do you know what I mean? Like it makes a little bit more sense that he's just like, we're gonna put the angels on this one because she's a disaster and she needs help. So does that all make sense to anybody? And so I'm kind of like going through like the past couple days with that knowledge and that feeling and that vibe. And I'm just like, ah, I don't know. So do people like believe in that? I absolutely agree and believe the same. You guys, it's a good story. I know. We have spirit guides. He comes when we need him most. I actually thought that he was with me every day from the smallest of things. I always just thought God is just like, this is my problem child. So he's always with me. You hear me all the time. I say like, I'm blessed by God and I'm God's favorite. I really do believe that, but it certainly makes a little bit more sense that he has angels that kind of look after me and protect me. And I believe that now. And I'm very thankful for that conversation with Tina and meeting her. If I get nothing out of it, it's a different perspective and to maybe look at things a little bit differently. But I don't know. It's kind of lingering with me today. As soon as she said that, it like, I bet like maybe there's been plenty of times where I've told that story about Jack visiting me that day, but I never thought about where he visited me. I mean, I wouldn't even drive by there right now, but like, I'm telling you, when you realize this is such a niche spot, it's the curve on 24 into 79. And it's just, I remember going around that curve and seeing him in my front seat. And that's where somebody's saying Bunny After Dark 3 times a week. We cannot have Bunny After Dark 3 times a week. We could fill it for sure. We just play games. Oh, Heather. You don't actually see it until you need it and you slow down and pay attention. Yeah. Sometimes it takes time to realize. Yeah, I never put those 2 and 2 things together, but the way that she said it, I was like, "Oh, wait, what?" When do we get a members live? So, great question. I mentioned to Jimmy, I called Jimmy yesterday, and I would like him to just help me through that. I believe I have to set it up on my laptop and not my phone. I think that's where it is at. I understand that some people have a few concerns about the membership stuff. If you had a membership, it canceled your membership. I tried to warn everybody that that's what YouTube told me might happen. I hope over time and literally with a month or two, you know, memberships get a little bit more streamlined and the one thing. The other thing he told me, because I asked about this, if you want to buy a membership on your phone, it charges you extra. If you're an iPhone user, you can go on like the website, not on your phone, and it won't charge you that, if I'm correct. So try that. Old memberships were going to end and it will require you get a new one. I understand some people don't like memberships. Nothing changes with content. Everything is the same. All of the shows are the same. The only thing is memberships give you some perks. So you get certain things when you're in a stream, you get some emojis. I actually am going to add a couple more today. It just kind of like enhances your experience in the chat, but also we're going to do a members only live stream once a month, and we'll probably do a couple more once I figure it out. But I want, like, the expectation is you can still support me just by watching. As somebody mentioned to me today, like, you listen to my show and like an ad will pop up or whatever. Like, I don't know how frequently that happens. And I understand like ads are a pain in the ass, but it is like the way to support my work without being a member. Just push through the ads. And I apologize, but they are very lucrative. So it's great. It's just advertisers. I can't believe there are people that want to actually advertise Bunny After Dark. They want to advertise this shit, but they just go by views, I guess, or whatever. So I I don't know, but I hope people don't get upset or stressed out about the membership stuff. If you can't afford a membership, it's not necessary to be a part of this group or community. It's just an extra thing. And I've also since I switched over, I have gone and looked at not only content creators in this whole arena, but other content creators and things. And I've clicked on their membership things, and this is pretty low tier. So please do a troll emoji. Okay, so we'll add that to the agenda about things that we can add, because I just don't know how to do it. I'll take all of those things. But just from what I've seen, this seems pretty much standard and normal. And I don't love a bestie less if they don't have a membership. And I love the besties the same if they have one. That's how I feel about it. It's just a little extra. And that's that. Okay, so we did this for an hour and 41 minutes. It's a little bit longer, but it's a little bit of extra. I just want to say thanks for everybody for listening. We will have Bunny After Dark tomorrow. Today I have to go to my studio and move some of the big pieces of furniture. I'm a little stressed out because this will probably be the last 2 days of going to the studio overall, but I have to go and get the rest of that stuff, especially before the week of Christmas. And so it's sad. So we gotta go get some stuff. So we're gonna go do that today, unfortunately, but we're healing. All right, so tomorrow's Bunny, and that's it. Once I get inside, I will read all of the comments. I will handle some trolls. Cyber Chick Boston, can you text me to remind me to add you as a mod? So once I get in front of my laptop, I remember to do that. And that's it. My message to Aiden, which I'm sure that he will be listening to this at some point or whatever, is that I genuinely care about you. I want what's best for you. I am still a huge fan, still a huge supporter. And I'm just hoping things get better, and that's it. And everything I'm doing here and things I said today is really for myself. And I don't think you, of all people, would care if somebody cared about themselves. So just a little self-preservation here right now for me. And that's it. Besties, thanks for everything. Wait, let me pull this and read a comment or two before I go. Have a great day. Amy. I can't really see the comments. I hate this. Wow, that is crazy. Which part? Real Beeper Bauer. What's going on with RBB? Thank you. Meow, 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 meow. His stream is finished, just no drama in it. Good, perfect. Let's go to the casino. It is 9:22 a.m. It's not Vegas. It's Christmas. We're not going to casinos before Christmas. Or get YouTube Premium and skip all the ads. Bye, Jess. I'll try to stop texting as much. Who said that? I missed it. Get a tablet. Oh, like for the car. Wait. You are absolutely right about the angels and God. Who is RBB? Real Beeper Bauer is in the chat. Go get the cinnamon roll. We are not driving there. We need a Bunny After Dark twice a week, you guys. We could not do Bunny After Dark twice a week. No way. No. I will give you some info. Better you than the Turtle Boy derangement syndrome crowd. A tablet might help. I could just have a tablet in here and then run it off of my hotspot and use it while I'm in the car. I could. Our bestie only, hold on. A few of us want to ghost. Bunny will never be members only. Never, ever. No. No. What was I just going to say? I was just going to say something. Bunny After Dark. We want midday shows. What? Twice a week. Oh, no, I know what I was going to say. we're going to be removing somebody from the Horizon social chart. I was asked to remove somebody, and they made a case for it, and I agree. So somebody's getting removed. I can't tell you. You have to wait until you got completely removed, not moved, completely removed from the chart. We have to remove somebody. Look at you people, male or female. What's over my hammy? Who? Can we? You guys, I didn't think anybody would react that way. Everybody's losing their minds. Who? First initial, male or female? My worst fear is being removed from the Horizon social chart. Stop. You can't leave on that. Tell it. Unless it's Jeff, we have to vote. I oh wait, shit. It's not SD. Wait, the chart is a big deal. And you know what? I love that for me. I really do. I love that for me. That is like one of the biggest, aside from Bunny After Dark itself, which I think is like an ode to like me and my creativity and like my desire to like, I don't know, do something. Like the Horizon social chart skit is like, it gives you an insight to like where this can go, where the show can go, like where my content can go, like this is my personality. Everything has a nickname, everything is a joke, everything has a song. Like this is how I live my life. Like this is I'm so glad that it is taken off the way that it is, for good and for bad, because that is also part of it. Like you can't take it too seriously. Jerry Seinfeld was making jokes and some of the shit was a little edgy. And I was just like, he said in one part, he was just like, go, end yourself or whatever. Like, and I was just like, look at Jerry getting a little edgy. Like he's a comedian. It's a joke. Like if I'm doing content on here, you shouldn't take it that seriously. So I'm loving the Horizon social chart and what it has done, because if anything, it shows people like my talent for whatever it is. So, and I think everybody loves it. And the people that hate me or hated where they were on it, like Esty, like you got to give Esty credit. She was just like taking it for what it was, which is like kind of funny. She's like, please move me out of this area. What do I have to do? And I was like, I am loving that she's taking it this way. And so if I were low on someone's chat, I'm pro moving Esty as she requested, only because she's got a sense. Exactly. She was assertive. I'm behind. Okay, sorry, catch up. Tom CPU should move up a little. I'll listen. That'll make me like her a little. I think Esty should be moved simply for the fact that it's hilarious that she texted to you. She's stuck in a box. She's in a box. It hit so many nerves. It really did. Comedy has always been a little duck. We're going to vote on it. Clay's godmother. Feed the duck. I mean, I saw somebody that said, I can't believe how many people are losing their minds over the chart. I 100% agree. I agree. It's crazy. Somebody said she's in a box with Nan and haircuts. I mean, that's there are people we never added to the chart. We've got to add. There are people that have to move. I can't imagine having my panties twisted over Horizon social chart on social media. I agree. It's just so funny. But anyway, we have someone that has to be taken off the list. And I may make an executive. I'll put it to vote because I think that's the right thing to do. But We're going to need a bigger paper. That is true. We also need other categories too. Like, we didn't really think about this. Like, should Nan be in a separate section completely? Like, I'm not even sure Nan and Nikki haircuts are kind of like the same. You know what I mean? Like, the shit that Nan is doing, that may require a whole other thing. And that's the best part about the Horizon Social Chart. It's a fluid living document. It changes and it moves. Oh, figure out polls. Can someone text me that as a thing I need to do today? Figure out polls, please. I will do that as soon as I get in the house. Also, Jimmy told me that I can gift memberships. I think I can gift 10 memberships. So I'm going to do that for Wednesday. More emojis. The Biggest Loser box, literally. Attention seeking category. There's so much. There's so much. I love it. Also, I can never do a song again because after if you have not seen, we're going to play it on the show, but if you have not seen, another thing that's happening tonight, we're bringing in Jack's really good laptop so that I can run screens, because it's my laptop that slows it down, but we're going to have a better screen to share stuff. I could never write a song again after Jimmy released the Broyles song that he did to the sound of Royals. It's so good. We can never embarrass ourselves with those acoustic things ever again. Jimmy's is just where it's at. The fat comments are getting old. Which fat comments? Here in the chat about me? Are people doing fat comments about me? I'm so sorry. I don't care. Also, just want to say, in case people haven't figured it out, I don't get bagels and cream cheese anymore. I took Nan's advice. She has lost so much weight. She has such an amazing body. She has the best body on the internet in this whole group of people. And I listened to her make fun of my calorie intake in the morning, and I said, "Wait a second, Jessica. This woman has a smoking body, and I should listen to her." And so I stopped getting bagels, and I tried. What does this say about? So I read every email. I may not respond to every email, but I try to. I just want to let you know, this is a problem. We'll talk about it on Wednesday. I am really struggling with keeping up with messages. As this show and as my platform gets bigger, it is very difficult for me to respond to everything. I would venture to say, if I went through my inbox, I got like 20 emails yesterday, and I get texts all day long. And it is very hard for me to respond to all of them. And sometimes it takes time. And sometimes people will say, I'm sending you a message and I'm bumping it up. And it's like, okay, like it's a lot. And so it's a lot. I'm just letting you know. It's very hard to connect and make it meaningful. And I don't want to just be like, okay, thanks. Like, some of these messages, like, people are really sending me things, and I want to take my time, and I don't want to be an asshole. So I'm struggling with it, and I'm not sure how I do it. Do I read Facebook messages? I'm very rarely on Facebook anymore. Honestly, I'm just not. But there's also another side of that, which is like, there's Facebook messages, and if it goes to another file too. So sometimes they're in there. And when I go over, I look at all, like, I'm very sorry. It's the only thing I can say. I do read them. I just don't always get a chance to respond. I'm struggling with it. And by the way, I'm sure there are, 10 or so besties in here that know that they text me every day and I'm responding to them, because now we kind of have like a thing going. But like, I just think on a daily basis, like, aside from like my life and like my family and everything like that, now I've added a whole new family to this, and there's just only so much like mental space that I have, and I'm struggling with it. I don't know what the solution to that is. I'm not sure. I don't know what the solution is to that. I will continue to try. No, it's not that you're not important enough. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Maybe you need a Discord or something. I don't know what Discord is. I mean, I know it's like a chat room. That just sounds like another place that I would have to chat. I'm not sure. Maybe if somebody wants to send me an email about Discord, I'll read it one day. I don't know. I have no idea. Um, no Discord. What does that mean? What is Discord? I don't even know what it is. Make a community in your YouTube channel. I've emailed you last week the answers to the questions. Oh, okay. Discord is evil. Don't do it. See, I have no idea. I don't know. It already sounds a little confusing. Make posts in the membership section. You managed to get back to your normal weight with no diet, no Ozempic. Listen, I started taking Nan's advice. She has the perfect body. She has the perfect body. Perfect. And I want to look like her. She was big. She was a big girl. She was bigger than me. And she lost a ton of weight. Sounds like the natural way. Looks like the natural way. And now she has got the best body in the world. And so I aspire. I've listened to her fat shame me for so long that it actually worked. And now I'm just like, that's it. I cannot get this bagel with cream cheese because Nan is right. And if I want to be skinny like Nan, I have to listen to her. And so I am no longer eating all of those calories in the morning. As you know, yesterday I tried to get skim milk. It's too much, but we're going to try to figure it out so that I can limit how many calories I have coming in so that I too can have a body that looks like Nan's. I talked to Jeff about it. He is 100% on board with me looking like a gross 25 years older than what I am bag of bones with no ass, no hips, and no tits, with lots of sagging skin, wrinkles on my face, and weird hair. And Jeff is on board. He's like, yes, we are definitely giving up you with your thick ass and your tits and your waist and your curves and your beautiful face with no wrinkles. And we are trading that in for this new version with thinning hair, gaunt face. We're in the 72-year-old category. No offense to my 72-year-old queens, but Jeff is moving on. It's time. I can't look like this anymore. I can't look like this sexy, curvy queen anymore. Heroin chic is in. AARP is in. Sagging, wrinkling skin is in. And fuck it, everybody that sent me all that makeup, don't send it to me anymore. Just send me black eyeliner so I can put it on the top and bottom of my eyes. Box dye, straight to bleach. My hair is going to fall out. It's going to be super thin. And then the next step will be we are going shopping for hideous outfits with red sneakers and weird jeans, monster high boots. That's it. I listened to her. I mean, how long can I listen to her say things about my body and not act? It was time. I'm going to put crazy ass amount of lip gloss on my lips so that it accentuates what's going on my face, which is these weird sagging crevices. This is it. This is Vogue. This is Paris. This is what everybody wants. I want to look like I need a handicap placard on my car because I can't walk. Oh. Jack and Georgia, get in. Ask me a question. But I'm going to tell you what to ask me first so I can be prompted by my child to answer questions. Can you imagine? You know what Jack would tell me? Jack would go fuck yourself, Mom. He'd be like, get the fuck out of here. It's Hanukkah. My Jew children and I celebrating Hanukkah. Oh, it's shit. It's over 2 hours again. We're done. We got to get it's going off the rails. It's going off the rails. So, first of all, I just want to let you know TT's on Ozempic, and TT was never as big as I am, but because TT, ironically, we can be twins. TT never had the ass that I have. This ass, I understand, is just like a whole completely different thing. But TT's been on the Ozempic and she has lost the weight and I think she looks great. However, it's been a struggle. There are a lot of bad side effects to it that sometimes she gets sick, sometimes she doesn't feel great. And I have so much drama in my life that I can't add that to the rotation. Like TT's drama free. She just lives a very like calm life where she just goes to her job and she has, no drama and no kids, and she certainly doesn't do any of this shit. So if TT like starts to not feel great because of the Ozempic shot, like she can handle it, like not me. I will just be an absolute mess. I can't add that. Can you imagine of like dealing with everything I deal with on a daily basis, and then I'm going to be like upset because I don't feel good because I did a shot of Ozempic? Like I'll be a mess. The real thing here is I just need to change some habits. And it's always the same thing. When something else comes into my life, something else sacrifices. When something new is here, something else gives. There's only so much energy I have in my like whole like system. And so right now I'm putting all my energy into YouTube because I love it here and it's been great and it's allowing me to find a path to do more things. And so I'm all in on the YouTube stuff right now. And so other things are just not taking a priority. That's it. It'll all even out eventually. Don't you have to take that for the rest of your life too? Yeah, I think so. I don't even take medication like on a daily basis. I hate medication overall because I find like medication like adds something else. You know what I mean? Like then you need a pill for something else. I'm just weird. You know, prednisone when I need it. So anyway, this has been 2 hours. Of course it has been. We're done. We're going to go inside. Would you join a gym, Jess? I couldn't. So I've never joined a gym. I did one time many years ago, right after Georgia was born. I was gifted a membership to Workout World by somebody in my family. And I went, I don't really care. Like, I don't mind. I feel like I would chit chat a lot. So I'm not sure I'd get anything done. I live right on the water in Somerset, and we have great sidewalks that have been finished. And so if you walk from one end of Riverside to the other, it's almost 5 miles. It's just under 5 miles. And I have done that. Um, Sometimes I've done it up to 4 days a week, 5 days a week. And I do really well with that. I generally, if I'm walking, 3 to 4 days a week, um, my weight goes down pretty quickly. I usually drop 20 pounds like within a month. I'm not kidding. So I'm just been out of a loop and in a little bit of a slump with that. So, you can tell when I'm doing it, because I'm thinner, you know what I mean? And I feel better, but I don't know what the mental thing is that's stopping me from starting that up again. You know what I mean? I could be totally live and walking. So I did think about that. So I'm only concerned is that so it's weird. I'm not a slow walker. Also, I'm a firm like believer in this now that like there's muscle memory. So it doesn't matter. Like even if I went like weeks without walking, my muscles get right back into it, which is great. But I'm not concerned. I'm concerned if I start walking, I'm not going to be able to like breathe properly while I'm talking. Does that make sense? I've taken calls while I'm walking and I'm like, I'm dying. And that's even when I'm like fit. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I just walk very quickly. I know people walk on Riverside Ave and they're taking casual strolls. Like I'm not that. Like the only way I can walk is if I walk at like a fast pace. And so I hit the ground running. And then over time, by the way, I do run like the last half mile. I can't imagine talking. So I feel like I could try it and you guys are just going to hear me panting away. And I think it might be a problem. So I don't think I could do it. I thought about it. Also, I have a playlist that I've been using to walk for years and it never changes. And I don't know, I like pace myself to it, if that makes sense. Like I know when I hit a certain part, that song comes on. This should be of no surprise to you people because I have all my weird isms and things like that. But like I have a playlist I have to play. Walking is it for me. It works. I'm never going to be skinny. Like ever. I'm never going to be a skinny girl. Also, the other thing is I used to do those Herbalife shakes and teas because when I got diagnosed with lupus, my doctor wanted me to get my weight. He wanted me to lose like 25 to 30 pounds. And so I started doing Herbalife shakes and teas. And then I added walking to that. And that is really when I looked and felt my best. But I kind of fell off with that. I should probably do that again. Let's see. I don't run unless I'm being chased. I'm not a runner. And by default, I don't really, sometimes when people are running, I like look at them and I'm going, oh, fuck you. It's just like, oh, why are you doing that? But I really don't feel that way. I think those people are like great. I do when I'm in my stride, I like to run the last half mile home until I hit the bottom of my street and then it's like a little incline so I can't run up that because I'll be dead, but I do like to run a little bit like the last half mile or so. All right. Um if we all lived closer, we could all just walk together. That would be fun. I wouldn't talk to any of you. I would just put on my headphones and listen to music, but I would do a walking group type thing. Running can mess up your feet and knees too. I have a crazy situation with my left knee and my left hip. When I worked at Victoria's Secret back when I was in my 20s, I will never forget the moment it happened. I was working at the Solomon Pond Mall in Marlborough, Massachusetts. I got promoted to be an assistant manager there. And I was walking in the back room, not in the back room, like first of all, when I worked at Victoria's Secret, you had to wear all black. So you either wore a black dress or if you wore a black suit, you could wear a colored shirt underneath, but you wore all black. And this was my prime. I was in my 20s. I was great shape, big ass. I loved getting dressed up to go to Victoria's Secret. It it was a confidence thing too. If you know me, like it just was awesome. Anyway, I was dressed up and I had on heels, black nylons, and a black like skirt dress. I can't remember, but I had on heels and nylons and we had headsets. And I was walking in the back bra room and there was no carpet back there. And somebody on the headset called me and said they needed me in the front. And I was walking quickly and I turned around very quickly and my fucking left leg got caught on something in the thing and I twisted my knee. And I knew right then and there I did something wrong to it, but I had to push through it. And I remember taking the next day off and I went to the walk-in and there was a long line and I was like, I'm not waiting. And I left and it bothered me for like a couple of weeks. It has never been right since. Never. I've never had a doctor look at it, but sometimes I have to compensate for that knee, and now it has affected my hip, and it's just weird. And so, yes, when I walk, it fucks up with my knee. That is also a part of it. Because we're old, and that's just it. You love your doctor's appointment. Love that we are still going. There's something wrong with us. We have to get off of here. Okay, 2 hours and 10 minutes. Let's go. Have a great day. What do we have going on today? If I told you to text me, can you please text me and tell me what I needed to... Oh, look at this. I got a to-do list. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Polls, gifting memberships. Oh. These are... Okay. All right, perfect. You guys are great. Okay, so I will do all of these things. We'll be back tomorrow for 24 and 24. Then we're going to do Bun After Dark, and everything's going to be fine. No drama. Stay off the internet today. I'm just kidding. Let's go check out everybody's pages and see what we missed while we've been on here for 2 hours. We'll start at the top. We go to Meredith's page, then we go to Lindsay Gattani, then we go to Chris Koala, then we go to Aiden, then we go to Young Jerks, then we go to LTL, and then am I missing anybody? That's it. Just go click, type them in. They're going to pop up on the top of your screen because that's where you go look. Click and look, click and look, click and look. React. Go, oh my God. Go, oh my God, what a dumpster fire. Be like, oh my God. And then we just, and then we're just like, glad that's not us. And then we get off and we can do our stuff. Don't lie. The minute this is done, you're going on X and you're going to go and look and see what's going on. You know that. I know that. So let's go do that. Goodbye. Oh, I don't look at Altman shit. That's the one I don't care. I don't care what that woman is doing. Not whatsoever. I'm not wasting my life with the BS. I'll let you all worry. Okay, bye. Have a great day. Love you all. See you tomorrow. Bye.